Good morning. Well, have we got a show for you. It is such a treat whenever Curtis Stone is in town. Give it up for this renowned celebrity chef. Good morning. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So I love the fact that you are in town. You always stop by City Line when we're here, and it's a treat for us because I love the fact that your meals are easy.
Right.
So a lot of chefs get all chefy and things get really complicated, and it's like there's no way I can emulate that. Your meals are easy, they're natural ingredients, in-season ingredients, and today we're making a traditional Aussie dish.
Aussie meat pie.
Meat
I used to cook like that at home until I had kids, and now, of course, it's like all bets are off. You've got to try and get it all done in such a short amount of time and make it super simple. So that's exactly how I cook at home now.
Now, do you get, how old are your kids?
I've got a 3-year-old who's turning 4 in November and a 7-month-old.
Okay, so is the 7-month-old on solids yet?
He's just starting.
Just starting. Do you find that he's pretty open to new flavors?
You know what? It's sort of, he's literally had 5 so far. Banana, avocado, carrot, apple. So it's, but anything that he can get in his mouth, he gets in his mouth.
That's so good. There's something really comforting about having a baby that'll eat, though.
It's so true.
Because some of them don't want to eat, right?
Is that right? See,
yes,
I can't
and as a chef,
it,
that would drive you insane.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you eating my food? Is my banana not good enough for you? Like, what am I doing wrong? I'm a celebrity chef.
Do you know what I think is really important, though? I just had a conversation with a buddy, and he's like, how do you stop your kid from eating hot dogs? And I was like, my kid's never seen a hot dog. You know,
don't start.
Don't introduce them to stuff you don't want them to eat long term. You know, really think about it. You know, those first steps. It drives me crazy when you go to a restaurant and you see the kids' meal and you're like, I wouldn't eat any of that, so why would I think my kids should, you know?
Yeah, no, very good point. Okay, so let's talk about the meat pie. What have you got in there?
It's the simplest recipe. It's a little bit like making a bolognese sauce. So you start with some onions and some carrots and some celery, then you throw in some chuck steak. I've actually added a couple of other things for flavour, so a little prosciutto.
Oh, nice.
And a little chicken liver, actually.
Okay.
So it's an option, but I love the flavour that it gives, and of course it's full of great minerals that we all need. So a little salt, and then you add a little tomato concentrate. Yeah. Like that, and then just sort of roast that out for just a moment before you add the rest of your ingredients, because you want to sort of cook out that little bit of bitterness that the tomato paste can have. Okay. A little flour you throw over the top.
Thicken it up a little bit.
Thicken it up, so again, just give that a good mix. And then you're going to add some beef broth or a little wine as well.
Okay, I'm going to go for the wine.
Little wine, okay, good. So let's get some of that working. Just a little.
Just a little bit.
And just a little bit of beef broth as well. And you're going to cook that down, let it reduce, and once it gets nice and thick, you're then ready to assemble your pies. So you can do double duty with this. You can make this sauce, serve it with some spaghetti tonight. Oh, yeah. But then let half of it cool, which it looks like this once it's cool. And then you can fill your pie bases. So I've made the dough, the pie dough. You want to cut just a small little hole in the top of that, so it has a vent to let some of the steam out while it's cooking. Okay. And then you put your cold mix into the base of your pie.
So you have to make sure it's cold.
It's got to be cold, yep. Otherwise your pie, the dough will sort of get a little mushy. Yeah. And then here, you get one. I'm gonna put you to work.
I'm gonna give it a little hat.
Give it a little,
like
give it a little top, exactly. And then you can kind of, if you want to crimp it, you can crimp it, or you can just sort of push it down in there. It doesn't matter too much. My granny used to crimp, so.
That's what your granny did.
Yeah.
I know you got a lot of inspiration from her. Like I read about fudge.
Right.
Please tell me about the fudge.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Because I would love Granny's fudge.
A 5-year-old, anything with lots of sugar and butter, and she'd make this fudge. And I'd go to her house and I'd run right by her, open the fridge door, and if it wasn't there, I'd be like, Granny, there's no fudge. She'd be like, it's all right, we can make some. So it was one of my early food memories. You give it a brush with a little cream and egg. And you can make these well in advance. So I know there's lots of sports going on right now. Yeah. Some we don't want to talk about, but
you heard.
Yeah. I got in last night. I watched it. I was like,
yeah, things are not going so well for certain teams in this country.
But you know, I think you Anyway, let's move on.
Anyways, whatever.
Back to the
We've got
pies.
other teams we can worry about around
Exactly.
here, right?
So
I think the good thing about pies as well is kids like stuff like that.
They love
kids
it.
like
Oh, yeah.
little pies, little individual servings. It's fun for them.
And you know what? If you weren't doing this, how else do you get carrots, celery, fennel,
Yes.
onions, garlic into, something that they
Into their
absolutely love?
tummies.
It's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
You throw them in the oven, and
Yep.
they come out looking just like this when they're baked.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So, and I've let these cool, obviously, but you can literally just pop them out, so you can bake them ahead of time. We in Australia, this is our hot dog. So we have this on the golf course. We eat it while we watch a footy game, but it's also a bit of a family staple. So you can serve a bit of mashed potato or some peas or something, which are great in spring.
Right.
Something like that with it. So it's a really simple, healthy,
Yeah.
delicious meal.
Very nice. And obviously, you can alternate what you're filling it with if you want. That's the traditional Aussie way to do
Right.
it. But if you want to do it with chicken, if you want to do it with turkey,
yeah,
you
absolutely.
can mix it up. Is that as easy as eating a hot dog? Can you eat that at a baseball
Oh,
game?
are you kidding me? You pick
Yeah?
that up, a little ketchup, which we call tomato sauce on the top, and you're straight in. It's so easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I could go for that. I love that. Now, you've got a gorgeous book out right now, Curtis, and I just want to show you this. Isn't that a good-looking book? Beautiful photography as well. Yeah. Good Food, Good Life is Curtis's new cookbook, and thanks to Random House, everyone in the audience is getting one. Yeah. Thank you. We're going to put these recipes on our website, cityline.ca, and we'll cook a little bit more a little bit later, okay?
For sure, yes.